A 10-year-old stoic Japanese boy standing at attention having brought his deceased baby brother to a cremation pyre in Nagasaki, 1945. March 24, 1930. Dutch Jewish girl, Louise van den Berg, was born in Bandung, then Dutch East Indies, today Indonesia. She moved to The Hague. She was deported to in December 1942. She was murdered in a gas chamber after arrival selection. Petticoat Lane Market, London E1, c. 1890. In the 1930s, baby cages were used to ensure children living in apartment buildings got enough fresh air and sunlight. Antique photograph of London Leicester Square. A hotel commissionaire and a tiny dachshund sharing a charming moment in Piccadilly Circus, like a scene from a storybook. 1938. Botanic Gardens, Belfast. 1930. Something going on NMNI. Audrey Hepburn and Anthony Perkins traveling from Paris to the picturesque Sicilian village of Taormina, 1962.
TBF Avengers on the flight deck of USS Ranger while a K-class airship flies overhead on anti-submarine watch, 1943.
Cushendall, County Antrim, source NMNI.
The less you have, the more you appreciate what you do have. Western North Carolina 1914 to 1917, from the William A. Barnhill Collection.
The first photograph of a launch from Cape Canaveral was taken in 1950, capturing a significant milestone in the history of space exploration. Elvis Presley during his military service in the 3rd Armored Division, aka Spearhead, of the U.S. Army, 1958. A German V-2 rocket takes off from a guided missile research and testing center at Peenemünde, Germany, 1945. Top view of the Soul Zeppelin-Staaken RV. Portrait of a Navajo woman, circa 1904. Indianapolis, Indiana, 1913, Sarah Ann Knapp, 1831 to 1915, shown seated in a wheelchair outdoors. Using a two-horn listening device at Bowling Field in Washington, D.C., in 1921 before the invention of radar, to listen for distant aircraft. China, ca. 1900, A child carries another, smaller child on his back. Source: USC. In 1963, a tuxedo cat named Félicette became the first and only cat to go into space. Launched by French scientists, she spent 15 minutes in a rocket before returning to Earth. Princess Srimati Lakshmibai of Tanjore, also known as Chilnabai I, Queen of Baroda State, 1880s. Palestinian women walking in the Jerusalem neighborhood of Sheikh Jarrah, 1937. Khalil al-Sakakini School on the right, and in the background, the house of Saaduddin Ghosh. Twins in homemade Halloween costumes, 1930s. They'd scare me. U.S. soldier shakes hands with dog in Luxembourg, Battle of the Bulge, 1944. American soldiers of the 289th Infantry Regiment march along the snow-covered road on their way to cut off the St. Vith-Houffalize Road, Belgium, January 1945. Source: NARA. Lincoln Tunnel police vehicle in New York, 1950s. A boy and a girl playing at repairing a toy car, 1950s. Immigrant lodgers in a New York tenement, 1888. Riding the New York subway in the 1960s. Fairgoers pinned to the wall of the spinning carnival ride rode a ride at Coney Island in the 1950s. During the 1960 Olympic Games in Rome, wrestling events were held among the ruins of the Basilica of Maxentius and Constantine. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe our channel, like the video, give your feedback and stay connected. Thanks.